Welcome to Titans of Terror, where we look at the men and women who have shaped the horror landscape. Today's victim, or subject, actress Kelli Maroney. Kelli Maroney was born in Minneapolis, Minnesota on December 30th, 1965. Her mother was a bookkeeper, and her father taught high school economics and coached football. As a child, Kelli loved watching old movies with her mother, gravitating towards films such as Hush Hush, Sweet Charlotte, and The Birds. In fourth grade, Kelli performed a little scene and got a huge laugh. She was hooked. So ever since then, she was torn between being funny and being scary. Kelli nabbed her first role as a nun in the Tyrone Guthrie Theater adaptation of Ibsen's The Pretenders. Then she spent a year studying drama at the University of Minnesota and at the Catskills Summer Shakespeare Workshop before venturing into New York. Just after moving to New York in 1979, Kelli was standing in an apartment rental agency when she overheard that Ryan's Hope was looking for a nymphette. She read for the casting director, then had a screen test with star John Gabriel. They told her to be there the next day. Kelli played the evil Lolita, Kimberly Harris, for 319 episodes over a 3-year span. Her character was an aspiring actress, complete with affairs, pregnancies, and other soap opera debauchery. Kelli credits her on-screen mother, Louise Schaefer, as the person who guided her through her first major on-screen role. For her first big-screen film, Kelli played a small role in 1983's Slayground, a crime thriller about a sadistic hitman being hired to eliminate a band of thieves that ran over a young girl. Kelli next auditioned for a lead role in the cult classic Fast Times at Ridgemont High, which took a look at the lives and loves of a group of high school students in Southern California. Kelli ended up playing the smaller role of the courageous cheerleader Cindy. Today, Kelli's cheerleading outfit is in the Universal Museum, and Fast Times is in the Library of Congress. Next up, Kelli appeared in the 1984 NBC miniseries Celebrity, about 3 high school friends in Texas involved in a sexual assault. Years later, they reunite, resulting in tragedy. The miniseries was met with high praise from critics. Also in 1984, Kelli landed one of her most popular roles in Night of the Comet, a science fiction comedy horror about survivors of a comet that has either wiped out or turned most people into zombies. Kelli plays 16-year-old Samantha, an Uzi-toting cheerleader in the zombie apocalypse. Her character was an influence on the creation of Buffy Summers on Buffy the Vampire Slayer. The film has gone on to be a cult favorite. Kelli unfortunately missed part of the comet craze as she was filming episodes of the soap opera One Life to Live during the promotion for the movie. Another cult favorite followed in 1986's Chopping Mall, which focuses on 3 high-tech security robots turning maniacal and killing teenage employees inside a shopping mall during a secret after-hours party. Kelli plays the lead role of Allison Parks, a pizzeria employee fighting off the robots with a coworker and their boyfriends. The majority of filming took place in the Sherman Oaks Galleria overnight, the same mall used in Fast Times and Commando. The film really took off once it was released on home video and on cable. 1986 was a busy year for Kelli as she also appeared in The Zero Boys, an action slasher about a group of paintballers and their lady friends being stalked by a duo of serial killers. Kelli plays Jamie, the prize the main character wins in a game of paintball, so she gets wrapped up in the whole ordeal. Lastly, in 1986, Kelli shows up in an episode of Murder, She Wrote entitled Menace Anyone? The episode focuses on professional writer and amateur sleuth Jessica Fletcher attending a tennis tournament as a guest of honor. She struggles to protect her former student Carol when her boyfriend is blown up in her car and she is the only suspect. The next year, Kelli appeared in a bit part in Big Bad Mama 2, a campy action crime sexploitation comedy about a woman named Wilma robbing a bank for righteous revenge against the banker who foreclosed on her home and is now running for Texas governor. In 1988, Kelli makes a cameo appearance in Not of This Earth, a Jim Wynorski remake of a Roger Corman film in which an alien arrives on Earth looking to take human blood in an attempt to preserve his dying planet. The film is mostly notable for it being Traci Lord's first mainstream film, and it was a big hit on home video. A parody comedy horror followed in 1989's Transylvania Twist, about a librarian's nephew going to collect a 200-year-old book that should have never been checked out because one of the spells in it could bring about the end of the world. Kelly's final film of the 1980s was Jaded, about a woman leaving home after getting beat up by her husband and seeking refuge at her cousin's place. Surrounded by a strange assortment of people, including an equally abused transsexual. Kelly's first 90s movie was Hard to Die, about 5 attractive women doing the inventory for a lingerie outlet in a high-rise office building being terrorized by a series of bizarre killings. Also known as Sorority House Massacre 3 and Tower of Terror, the film was originally released direct-to-video, but got a theatrical release where it received the dreaded NC-17 rating. In 1991, Kelly appeared in Servants of Twilight, an action-packed thriller based on a Dean Koontz novel about a private detective hired to protect a little boy from a fanatical religious cult that believed he is the Antichrist, foretold in the Book of Revelations. Next up for Kelly was the notorious Scream Queen Hot Tub Party, in which 5 of Hollywood's leading scream queens got together in a creepy mansion and decided to get in a hot tub, as true scream queens would. They talk in the tub and exchange secrets on the do's and don'ts of being a scream queen, while also showing clips of their movies. A retrospective review of the DVD says it best. There isn't much to review here. Do you like to see women naked? Do you like seeing clips from old films? Do you like films that don't overstay their welcome? Then this is the perfect movie for you. Kelly next appeared in the Kill for Love episode of the 1991 TV series FBI: The Untold Stories, in which FBI agents rushed to find a gun that would link a powerful Kentucky politician to drug smuggling and murder charges before the statute of limitation runs out. In 1993's Midnight Witness, Kelly gets to play a kidnapper alongside Jan Michael Vincent. The film tells the tale of renegade cops getting videotaped murdering a motorist, and the witnesses are in danger of being their next victims. Kelly's favorite role came in the 1997 TV movie Face Down, in which a private eye gets caught up in a one-night stand with a seductive woman, but then realizes when it's all too late that he's been caught up in a tangled web of murder. Kelly portrays the seductive woman. After Face Down, Kelly took a break from acting, stating, "It's not really that I wanted to leave acting, it's that I was in between young babe and district attorney roles, so I was starting to get a lot of victim roles, which I hated playing. So I started looking around for other things to do with my working life to put food on the table. I wasn't making enough money during that period to support myself properly, and I was tired of compromising and trying to be what I thought they wanted, so acting became not fun for that period of time." In 2001, Kelly married screenwriter Alex Simon. The union only lasted 2 years, but she did occasionally use an alias of Zoe Kelly Simon on projects during this time. In 2008, Kelly returned to television, where she did a guest spot on the 3rd episode of HBO's True Blood, and in the episode, she plays a televangelist. Kelly returned to work for Jim Wynorski once more in 2012's TV movie Gila, about a giant lizard terrorizing a rural Midwest community. Kelly plays Deputy Wilma. In 2015, Kelly appeared in Playboy TV's So Sexy It's Scary Halloween episode. She also appears in 3 episodes of the 2015 comedy horror web series Hell's Kitty, based on the true-life events of a Hollywood writer and his possessed and very possessive cat. Kelly portrays a gypsy, while also appears in the full-length feature of Hell's Kitty. Kelly found love once again in 2016 as she married Dan Hewlin, the founder of Elite Student Coach, a mentorship program that helps college-bound teens gain admission into some of the top schools in the U.S. They are still happily married today. In 2019, Kelly appeared in the star-studded horror comedy Exorcism at 60,000 Feet, which takes place on the last flight of the transatlantic passenger airliner. A priest, a rabbi, and the airline crew team together to save a plane from the pandemic of demonic possessions. The emphasis here is definitely on the comedy. The next year, Kelly returned in H.P. Lovecraft's The Deep Ones, about a married couple renting a beachside Airbnb only to be surrounded by peculiar neighbors and occurrences. They soon discover that they are in the grip of a mysterious cult and the ancient sea god that they worship. The movie has been panned by critics and fans alike. However, Kelly's performance here is a highlight of the film. The Giallo-style slasher Nightcaller was Kelly's next film. It is about a telephone psychic getting pulled into a complex web of mystery when she receives a call from a serial killer. The film is most notable for Bai Lang's unhinged performance. Next up for Kelly was the 2021 short film The Video Store. Set in 1997, two young boys find themselves trapped in a video store in the midst of an alien invasion. Kelly then took a trip to the bowling alley for 2022's Sorority Babes in the Slimeball Bowlerama 2, where the Pi Ep sorority house has seen better days, but the girls are intent on gaining some new recruits. With house mother Auntie Snake, played by Kelly, as their guide, the naughty hijinks and hilarity begin. Meanwhile, though, the Bowlerama bowling alley has had a break-in, the magical and murderous Imp. It's a cheap cash-in on the original cult classic, with Kelly playing Linnea Quigley's sister in the flick. Kelly then joined the comedy horror anthology Scare Package 2, Rad Chad's Revenge, about a horror guru funeral turning into an elaborate series of hilarious death traps. The guests must band together and use the rules of horror to survive the bloody game. Kelly appears in the wraparound story as the lead character's mother. Kelly concluded 2022 with The Wild Man, a story about a son taking care of his father with a deteriorating mental condition where he believes he's a wild animal. Kelly plays the doctor in the film. Next up, Kelly had a small role in the Nightcaller sequel, Scalper, about a psychic using her second sight to stay one step ahead of the maniac's blade to solve the mystery. Many cast members from the original return. In 2023's LGBTQ+ horror comedy short, The Haunted Baby Carriage from Hell, Spencer and Cameron move into a new house that just so happens to be haunted by an old baby carriage. As the carriage endeavors to scare the couple, the attempts ultimately fail because the couple just doesn't care. Like, at all. Kelly makes a special appearance in the movie. H.P. Lovecraft's The Old Ones is a 2024 sequel to The Deep Ones, as Kelly reprises her role as Ambrose Zadok. This one tells the story of a sea captain being possessed by an ancient entity for 93 years, committing horrific acts for a cult. Since becoming free, he seeks to travel back in time to undo his dark deeds, while the cult vows to eliminate him. Kelly took on co-producer duties as well as acted in 2024's Staycation. The plot concerns a candid interview carrying on between the country's leading virologist and no-nonsense journalist, while college roommates deal with the daily struggles of a global pandemic, and a couple separated between continents play catch-up. Kelly also has a cameo appearance in Slasher Size, Volume 1, an upcoming home video workout with horror, synthwave, gore, camp, and scream queen hotties. Another upcoming film in the works is To Avenge, a crime thriller set in Ocean City, Maryland, where a curious stranger takes matters into her own hands when a young woman is brutally assaulted and the justice system fails her. Kelly will co-star with another genre legend, Zach Galligan. Fun fact, Kelly is a magician member at the Academy of Magical Arts at the historic Magic Castle in Hollywood, California. Whether she's performing magic on stage or on screen, Kelli Maroney is a true titan of terror.